Okay. UWC was scared. That's all you can say. UWC was scared. And in some places, you can understand it. You can understand going to go play in a continental competition for the first time. A proper one, not the COSAFA one, which is still international, but a proper one with the big teams, the big girls, TP Mazembe. You can understand going into that game and thinking about the physicality of that team, how big they are, how experienced they are, and the resources they have. I get it. That is why you go into the game and you're cautious. But that performance was not a cautious performance. They were scared. And I can't allow that to happen without me pointing out that they played scared in that game. UWC is normally a possession-based team. UWC normally enjoys having the ball and playing the ball up and building. But what fear does to you is that it makes you stop playing the way that you normally play in order to favor something that you're not used to. So it manifests in defense. The UWC defense was determined not to lose the game. They were overloading and they had a lot of people back. But what tends to happen when you park a bus and you're not used to parking the bus is that more spaces open up because everybody's chasing the ball. And it's something that TP Mazembe saw because they started playing Marta coming in from the right-hand side of the Mazembe attack, and Eneguji, I think it is, playing on the left-hand side, number 10. And what they realized was, oh, okay, lava by two, left and right back, baya jumpa. The moment they jump out, there's a gap that's left there. And it's either we're going to play Marta in and Marta's going to run in and maybe take a shot or do something, because now your center back and your CDM are now trying to chase that space, and that allows the ball to be played in. Too many times, that defensive setup of UWC, the pragmatic one, the one that was meant to not lose them this game, was outplayed, where 2 or 3 players were moved out of position because of one pass. 1 or 2 players were moved out of position because number 10 was physical with them and they'd be falling, or they'd make a sliding tackle before time, again out of fear. Sorry to interrupt the video that I'm sure you're enjoying, but I just wanted to say thank you for all of the support that you guys have shown me and my Overthinking Football platform. I'm a one-man band that's doing all of this, and I really do enjoy the comments about how, you know, Supersport needs to come fetch me and SABC and all of that stuff. And I think it speaks to the quality of the content, but also the amount of effort that I put in. So I just wanted to say thank you. But the truth is that Abu Supersport and all of those guys, yes, we're competing with them, but it's a completely different place. The sponsors are looking for former players, and to be honest with you, running some of these things is getting so difficult, and things have changed at home. So financially, it's a whole different world. So I wanted to try something new and come to the overthinkers, the people who watch the content, and say it would be incredible if you guys could contribute monthly towards the platform, towards keeping my lights on, but also making sure that all of the crazy things that I want to do, that I want to take Supersport on with, I can actually do. And just for 20 Rand every month, I think that would be an incredible contribution if you can make it. It may sound like a little, but if we can get a lot of people behind it, then we'll be able to carry on doing what I do. I'll be able to carry on giving you the content and also expanding it, because we don't have shows like this, and us content creators need help from our audiences. So I just came here to ask you if you can. Here is the account number that you guys can use in order to contribute. And I think, yeah, I'd be very grateful if you would. But anyway, let's get back to the video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And what then happened was, because everybody's jumping out, TP Mazembe is attacking you with 3 players. And when they attack with those 3 players versus your three ladies' defense, what then happens is it's one-on-one across the board. And when you're playing against a more physical team, you need help. And Mazembe played a stronger game because of that. Now, that was the defense. Let's go into the attack. Now, where fear hurts you in the attack is UWC had the mind to just kick the ball forward. They had the mind that the moment we win it, it doesn't matter if there's a simple pass next to me, I'm just going to kick it forward, because all we need to do right now is to get rid of this ball. And when you get rid of that ball, right, the ball is played out, the defense wins it, TP Mazembe, oh, you're back under pressure. You play the ball out and you're playing it to your striker, Undlov, who was playing striker at some point. You're playing it to striker, who now has to compete with this ball with other people who are her size or bigger. And she's one of the bigger ladies. It looked a little bit better when Donnelly came on because she has the height and the body to, physically fight with those centre backs. But you are watching this team that, again, really good with ball on feet, playing balls up, and wondering why they weren't getting any chances. In fact, in the second half, the only time where they looked dangerous, there was a time in the second half, beginning of the second half, where they came up and they had pushed everybody forward a little bit. They'd taken off some of their smaller players, both Tiffany and those people, and brought in Abu Donnelly, big players. And then there was a passage of play where they finally put together 3 passes. And it ended with a goal. Offside goal, but it ended with a goal. Because TP Mazembe's weakness in that game was the left back. She had her hair dyed. Edet, I think it is. And what was going on with her was that she was doing what their defense was doing and jumping out, which had allowed, I think it was Tiffany, to run inside beyond her. And the 2 chances that they created came from that space. But then the other thing that coming into a game scared does to you is that you start rushing. So the UWC ladies, the moment they got the ball in dangerous areas, they stopped playing the simple, dangerous pass, and they were looking for these long Hollywood passes into the box, which ended up with the goalkeeper or the defense was winning because they're way more physical than that person. Where you've had 2 runs that ran right past you, that you could play the simple ball. They played a simple ball in the second half. I believe they played a cross in and it was dealt with, but that was the danger that they had. So for me, it's not that EUWC was outplayed by TP Mazembe. It's not that TP Mazembe was that much better than them. It's just that TP Mazembe realized that, oh, you guys have these defensive flaws, so we're going to go at you wide, and then we're going to have our 2 white players run inside. And Marta gets the ball from being able to profit from Eneguchi's physicality, but then Eneguchi gets to profit from a cross. And I think in South African women's football, the big question that we have to answer as a nation is going to be, how do you deal with high balls? Our goalkeeper was not Swart. The defense was not Kamete. But they found a way to get a free header inside the box. And those are the players that end up playing for the national team. So now I think as coaches, they need to sit down and work on this thing. Fine, they're taller than you, they're going to header that ball, but make it the toughest header that you can get. Make sure that you stick to your man. Unfortunately, I think it was Mama Bolo was tracking the player number 10. She had some sort of contact with her, but sort of lost her right before the cross came in. That is when you need to be up close to make sure that even if you're jumper, I'm pressing you, I'm pushing you, I'm doing something to you. That is what you need to do. And I think what got to me about this game was that it was a similar game that we saw versus when Banyana recently played England and also played Denmark, where our fear is what's making them look good, because TP Mazembe, I don't think had a standout performer. I'd maybe say Marta, but I don't think they had a standout performer. I don't think they played that much better than EUWC, like I said. But if they know that, oh, we can just trigger this and trigger that every single time we play, then they're going to go out and win those games. So honestly, to wrap it up, I'm hoping that this was just nerves, and I'm hoping that Coach THINA starts doing the things that made her somebody that everybody speaks about in the Hollywood Bets Super League. Makes her somebody that has been eyed, has been mentioned about Coach Des and all of that stuff, has been mentioned because of the beautiful football that her team plays. And if I can leave with one thing, it's all well and good to be defensive, but that defensive ended with a 2-0 loss. You have nothing to lose. You have no pressure in this tournament right now. Go out and play your game. Go out and if niyaltunga, niltunge. Go out and give the players confidence. Second half, there were glimpses of that UWC team that we know. There were glimpses of, okay, they actually do know how to hold the ball. They know how to pass the ball. They know how to get passes through. They know how to build. They know how to do all of that stuff when they've calmed themselves down. Similar to what happened with the Banyana versus England. When we started playing, you started to see that, man, we are actually technically better in terms of playing the ball than these people. But we respected them so much. The only grace I'll give them, like I said, it's the first time they're playing in this tournament. I would expect, I would be a lot more angrier if Mamelodi Sundowns ladies did this, if they did that. They're playing tomorrow. So hopefully Coach THINA rectifies these little issues there. Hopefully we see the confident UWC that we've seen over the past few years, that has been chasing Mamelodi Sundowns, that has had some incredible performances, that has played some incredible football. TP Mazembe, I think they just need to carry on doing what they're doing. They play a very African game. So it's a very West African knockout game where they're not going to play you off of the park, but they're going to grind that game and get those 2-3 chances, take those 2-3 chances and go home. I'd like to send a shout out to Ungobo, goalkeeper with UWC. What a game she had. And if it wasn't for maybe her defense lapsing at times, she kept that score very reasonable. She kept that score very reasonable. On the other side, Marta, great player, Marta. Knows how to exploit space, knows how to exploit defensive weaknesses. I'll even maybe give it to number 10. So let's hope that they can bounce back from this. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Tomorrow we are watching Mamelodi Sundowns in the CAF Women's Champions League. Bye everyone.